Greetings one and all. Welcome back to my kitchen here today, where I am going to be making a very simple duck dish, some pan-fried duck breasts, and what's going to elevate our dish above just an average dish is going to be our sauce. But first of all, I want to get my duck breasts cooking, so yeah, they're just average looking. I've got two of those. The first thing we want to do is take our breasts and just lightly score the skin across the top, like so. Now we want to cut down, but we want to just cut through the skin and sort of not all the way through to the meat. And to do that, you need a pretty sharp knife. And speaking of sharp knives, I'm going to be talking about this knife a little bit later, but just for now, we'll get on with getting our breasts going. Alrighty, now I've gone through this before when we're cooking duck breasts like this in a pan, and what we need to do is start with a cold pan, so there's no heat in that whatsoever, and we just lay the skin side down like so. No oil, no butter, nothing. We just get our temperature on to a moderate to high heat, not super high, and we just let that come up, and we just slowly cook that side, and that allows the sort of fat that's in there to sort of render out, and yeah, we just be a little bit patient. Alrighty, so a company called Vosteed has sent me this knife to try, which I have been. I've had it now for a good couple of weeks. It comes really nicely boxed. It's got this sheath, so that's what it looks like. It's called the company's Vosteed, and the knife's a Morgan Chef's knife. Now, I've decided to become, I guess, affiliated, like they call it, an ambassador for this knife. So I decided to do that because basically it's a good product. It's sturdy, it's well balanced. It comes in at a really reasonable price point. Good quality. It's got 3 layers of forged steel. It's just a good weight. You've got your handle blade ratio. If you sort of line that up on your finger, just balances beautifully, which is what you want. Your handle to blade sort of ratio, just perfect. And long story short, I'm excited to be associated with this product. I think it's really, really good. If you are interested in a new knife, can I just ask that you go to the description, and there'll be a link to Vosteed where many of their products will be, as well as this Morgan knife. The other products are listed. You'll be amazed at the price point of these. Nothing like top end prices. They're a new company, established in 2021, so they're just trying to get their name out there. This, I'm sure, is going to be a brand that's going to be very well known in a few years' time. Get in early now while the prices are so good. Alrighty guys, so my duck breasts have been sauteing away there, skin side down, for a good 12, 13 minutes. And they're starting to look good. I haven't moved them around, switched them around. Don't know if you can see that, but they're starting to come up really good. So I'm just going to temporarily take them off for a second. Check this one too. Nice. And you can see all this fat that's rendered out. Remember, we started with no oil, no fat, and look what we've got. Now what I'm going to do is throw most of that into a bowl. Maybe just leave a little bit just to coat the bottom. And this we're going to use another day, but don't throw it away. Once it's cooled down, get it in your fridge and you can roast some beautiful spuds or something like that in that. So let's get the heat up a little bit. Now more towards the high, but not super high. And we'll now get our breasts flesh side down. And we're going to give them a shorter amount of time now, just a few minutes, probably 4 or 5. Alrighty, now as I say, just a few short minutes later, I'm going to take my duck breasts off. I'm going to just sit them over here and I'm going to let them rest for a good 8 to 10 minutes while we cook our sauce. Alrighty, so I've just added just a little spoonful, maybe a teaspoonful of butter into there. I've still got the heat just on a medium heat. Now what I'm going to add to that pan now is, I don't know if you'll see these, I've got 4 juniper berries, dried juniper berries that I've just sort of crushed up a little bit with my spoon. Like I say, 4 of them. And just a small shallot. So I'll just quickly give that a couple of seconds. And all we're doing in here is just developing some flavours. We're going to be straining this stuff out of our sauce. You don't want to burn it. So to help deglaze that, I've got here a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. I've got 1/2 cup of raspberry jam. That's just store-bought jam. At this point we can get the heat up a little bit because nothing's going to burn now. And just about 1/2 cup of chicken stock. Alrighty, that's about 5 minutes later. That sauce is now reduced by about half-ish. Now I'm going to get another little pot on here. Same thing, not too hot. Just about the same heat. I'm going to get my strainer and I'm going to strain that sauce. It's got that those juniper berries and bits of shallot out of there. Now I realise we've strained out some of the texture of that. I am now going to add 120 grams of blackberries to that. We're just going to let them simmer in there just for a couple of minutes till they just start softening up. We're going to leave those whole just because I love the look of blackberries and I like the sensation of biting in them. I think they're yummy, one of my favourite berries. So yeah, like I say, we'll just let that simmer for another minute or two. Alright, like I say, just a couple of minutes later. That's looking good. I'm going to get the heat right down to the lowest. I want it to stop sort of bubbling so quickly. In fact, I want it to just about stop. Because the last thing we're going to add to that is I've got here a large sort of block of 90% cocoa, so bitter chocolate. I'm just going to grate that in. So we'll just dissolve that chocolate into that sauce. And don't bring it back up to a boil or that chocolate might split. And we'll just take that off the heat. Alrighty guys, so as you saw, I've just served up one of my duck breasts with some of my sauce and blackberries. Yeah, it's looking really good. My duck's turned out really good. It's just got a nice little flush of pink on it. I guess some people prefer it rarer than that. Let's see if we can see it. The skin's rendered really nicely. I actually like mine just with a flush of pink like that. But you cook that to your taste. I'm really keen to try it with this sauce. Let's just cut a bit. That's so good. Oh, yum. I cannot tell you how good that tastes. Let's try one with one of the blackberries. Alrighty, I've died and gone to heaven. My goodness. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching this one. Putting up with my little Vostede interjection in there. Hope you don't mind, especially my regular viewers. Look, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, can I just ask you to hit that subscription button? That would be great. Plenty of more ideas to come. There's already over 350 videos in the back catalogue. Go and check some of them out, see what you think. And yeah, if you don't want to subscribe, at least thanks for watching this one, and I will see you all next time.